Vibrant morning to you all, my dear children. Chandni Views welcomes you all for the online class. Class Standard 3rd. Subject Science. And the lesson number is 5. Topic Birds, Flying Habits, Clouds and Beaks. Hi children, how are you? Hope you are all fine with your good health. Do you know our names, children? Yes, you're correct. We are birds. I'm monkey. Do you know why we came today? In your school book, we are going to see about birds. We are going to see different types of birds, not only about the birds but also about its flying habits, claws and beaks. It's quite interesting to know, children. Now, let's see about us. Are you ready? Let's go now. Introduction. The Birds Organization of apes class warm-blooded vertebrates characterized by wings, hard-shelled, egg-laying, toothless beaked jaws, an increased metabolic rate, a heart with 4 chambers, and a powerful yet light skeleton. The bird's scientific name is apes. A bird is an animal with wings, feathers, and 2 legs. Birds from chickens to crows are also warm-blooded and lay egg. Most birds can fly using their wings. And when you visit the coast, you will see various sea birds like gulls, terns, and cormorants. So, bird comes under the variety of animals which has wings to fly, feathers attached with the wings and 2 legs. All the birds from chicken to crows, they have a blood called warm-blooded and they are known as the warm-blooded animals and birds. So usually these birds like chickens and crows, they used to lay eggs. Most birds that use their wings to fly, and we can see the different varieties of birds in the coastal area, that is near the sea areas. The birds like gulls, terns and cormorants are the birds that can be seen in the coastal areas. A bird has wings which help it to fly. So with the help of the wings only, the birds are able to fly in the sky. Birds' wings have feathers and strong muscles attached to them. So along with the wings, there will be a feathers and muscles which helps them to move forward. With the help of their strong arm and chest muscles, birds flap their wings and fly. So the birds will have the chest muscles and their arms in a strong manner. It helps them to fly in the sky. The bodies of birds are very light, which help them to fly easily. So in a way to fly easily, their body weight was in a light weight. Why do birds fly? Birds' bodies are made to fly. They have light bones, strong legs, and specially shaped wings. Flying helps birds get away from animals that want to eat them and makes them better hunters too. Flying also helps them travel cold place to warm place called migration. So yes, the birds are flying with the help of the wings. So what for this flying, animals and human beings will be moving from place to place in search of food and shelter as we have legs. So here the locomotive part for the bird is wings, that is the parts that helps them to move from place to place. With the help of the wings, it is flying from one place to another place, which is also turned them as a good hunter. And if the animal or anything comes to eat the bird, it fly away easily with the help of the wings. So wings is used to protect them from their enemies. So in a cold region, it will be traveling from the cold region to the warm area. So it is called as migration. Types of flying birds. There is two main types of flight that birds perform: soaring or gliding flight and flapping flight. So there are two types of flight. They are soaring or gliding, and another one is flapping. Both rely on wings. Both the flighting will be takes place with the help of the wings. So the first picture and second picture was the example for the two kinds of flight, but in different ways. Flight is the simplest form of flying and simply requires a bird to hold its wings outstretched. So the soaring or gliding flight refers to the birds that the duck can be the example for soaring or gliding. Only it is helped to move the wings and it can't fly high. But whereas the flapping flight, they can able to fly to the farther distance. For example, the eagle and some other birds, they are known, they have the flapping flight which helps them to fly high in the sky. Birds' habits. Their food habits depend upon the size and shape of their beaks and claws. Yes, so the birds have beaks in their mouth, in their face region, that helps them to eat the food. And claws is nothing but it is like a nail like substance that present in the leg. It helps to catch the prey, and the beak helps to eat the prey. Birds use their beaks, feet, and claws to catch and feed on their prey. Yes, I have already told you. They also protect them from their enemies. So, if the enemy is try to attacking them, they will be save them by biting the enemy with the help of the beaks, or they used to make a scratches with the claws in the leg nails. They help them to hold the branches tightly. So the claws in their leg nails will help them to sit on the branches and to hold the branches tightly. Birds' habits. They too will do things at certain times or in a particular order routinely. This behavior of birds stretching to routine and habits is actually an innate behavior that can be observed in wild birds. Naturalists know that there are certain times of day to see birds doing activities and behavior. So yes, all the birds, they have the particular time interval to do their work. They will be doing it in a particular time order. All the activities and the behavior of the birds will be done in a regular manner. So that is known as the bird's habit. Features of birds. The digestive system of bird is unique, with gizzard that contains swallowed stones for grinding food. Birds do not have teeth. What do you think the stomach do? The stomach helps to digest their food. Yes, so birds have the different digestive system in, in their body. So it helps to grind. There will be a swallowed stone which helps the bird to grind the food and transfer it to all over the body. So birds, they don't have teeth, they only have beak and tongue. Then what is the work of the stomach? Yes, the stomach helps to digest the food. As for animals and humans, the stomach is the one which is doing the digestive process that takes place same in the birds also. So this is the parts of the birds. Features of birds. Defining the characters of modern birds also include feathers, high metabolism, a four-chambered heart, a beak with no teeth, a lightweight but strong skeleton, production of hard-shelled eggs. So these are the main parts of the birds that usually these spots will usually seen in all the birds. Feathers will be attached to the wings, which makes them to stay away from which keeps their body warm when they are in a cold region. Then they have high metabolism. They have a heart with four chamber. Then they only have a beak, they don't have teeth. They have very strong but light-weighted skeleton which helps them to fly easily in the sky. Production of hard-shelled eggs. So they produce their young ones inside by laying the eggs. The eggshell will be very strong enough. Adaptations for flight. In comparing birds with other vertebrates, what do you think distinguishes them the most? Yes, in most birds, flight is the obvious difference. Birds have adapted their body plan for flight. Yes, so the birds have the very different kind of body structure. It is differ from all the vertebrates. So they have their own body plan for adapting themselves when they are flighting. Their skeleton is especially lightweight. So the skeleton, the bone of uh, the bone of the sparrow or the birds will be very light in weight, with large air filled space connecting to their respiration system, but their respiration system will be in a larger in size. Adaptation for flights. Their neck bones are flexible, that they can rotate their neck all over the body, so it will be more flexible. But in humans and in animals, the neck bones will not so flexible, but compared to birds it have very flexible necks. Birds that fly have a bony ridge along the breastbone that the flight muscles attached to. This allows them to remain stable in the air as they fly. So their breastbone will be very strong and straight in a manner, because if it is not straight or not so strong, it can't able to fly. Because of the breastbone is very strong, it is flying easily. It makes them to fly in a easy manner. Birds also have wings that function as an aerofoil. The surface of the aerofoil is covered to help the bird control and use the air currents to fly. Aerofoils are also found on the wings or airplanes. So aerofoil is nothing but the process of moving the wings. So you can also see the aerofoils in the airplanes, that is two wing shapes that helps the aeroplanes to move forward in the sky. Likewise, the birds will also use the wings to move their body forward while they are flying in the sky. So that wings, the process of wings and the functioning is known as aerofoil surface. What food is best for birds? Black sunflower seeds, pine head oatmeal, soaked sultanas, raisins and curtains, milk grated cheese, mealworms, waxworms, mixes for insectivorous birds, good seed mixtures without loose peanuts, or SPB food bars and summer seed mixture are all good foods to provide. So the food varieties that have shown here are the foods that is good for birds health, and these are the foods that birds like to eat. Other than these, they won't use to eat the food that we used to eat. So these are the varieties they will be familiar with their food items. Flying habits. Many birds have hollow bones, making their bodies very lightweight, and the muscles that move their wings are extremely powerful. Birds fly basically by flapping their wings and using their tails to steer. So the bone of the birds will be hollow and it will be in a very light weight. The muscles that present in the wings will be extremely powerful because with the help of the wings only they are flying. So they usually flap is nothing but moving the wings up and down while flying, which makes their own body to move forward. So flapping is nothing but moving their wings in the air and using their tails to steer. So the tails will be used to change the direction. Some fly quickly with small rapid wing movements, others flap their wings slowly but powerfully. So some birds they used to fly uh, fastly with because of the smaller size of their wings, but some flap their wings very slowly, but it will be more powerful. Flying habits. A bird's body consists of the head, tail, wings, and legs. So the four main parts is head, tail, wings, and legs. Other than they will have claws, that is the nail in their legs. Then the feather that will be attached to the wings, and the beak which is used to eat, and their eyes. So these are the basic parts of the body. What are the parts? Head, eye, beak, wings, feather, claws, and tail. A bird's body is shaped like a boat so that it can float in the air easily. Yes, it will be in a straight position. So the position of the bird is considered as the boat shape. So being a boat shaped body, it can be able to float in the air easily. Their bones are hollow and filled with hair. So the bones of the birds is very strong and it is filled with the air substance. This makes them light and strong. So being filled with air makes them light, but also it is very strong. A bird flies with the help of wings. So with the help of the wing only the birds can able to fly. In birds, forearms are replaced by wings. So animals will have forearms, but in birds their forearms were replaced by the wings. The wings have feathers attached to them. So there will be the feathers in the wings. The feathers help them to fly in the air. Because of the help of the feather only they used to fly in the air. A bird also have strong muscles which move the wings up and down. So they are having very strong muscles in their wings which helps them to move it up and down. These muscles attach the wings to the breastbone. So the muscles of the wings will be attached to the breastbone. These are called flight muscles. Yes. So the muscles that is attached to the breastbone are known as the flight muscles. The tail of a bird acts like the reader of a boat. Yes, so it is used to change the direction. That's why it is mentioned as the reader of the boat. It helps the bird to change the direction during flighting. So during their flying position the tail will be helping the bird to change its direction. Feathers. Bird's body is covered with feathers. Yes, in the wings there will be a n number of feathers attached to it. Each bird has different kinds of feather. All the birds will have a feathers, but it will be differ from a bird to bird. Feathers. Feathers are the magic material that cover the bodies of all birds and help them to fly. But they are not just for flight. Feathers are fantastic for keeping warm, which is why even flightless birds such as ostriches have them. Yes, so not only the flighting birds will have the feather, the flightless birds will also have the feathers. The birds like peacock, ostrich, emu are the examples for flightless birds, which means they can't able to fly high, but they also have feathers. Feathers is not only attached with the wings for only flighting purpose. It makes the bird to keep their body condition warm in a cold season. That's why the feathers are attached to the wings of the birds, not only for flighting birds but also for non-flighting birds. As a symbol across many cultures, feathers have always represented a connection to spiritual realms and to divinity. And because of their connection to birds, they have always been a symbol of flight and freedom, not just physically but also in mental or spiritual sense. So the feathers are known as the symbol of spirituality also. It refers the symbol of spirituality also. That's why the birds are considered as the symbol of freedom, and it is highly connected to the spiritual senses. Down feathers. Some of the feathers attached to the body and keep the body warm. So some feathers will be attached to the body and keeps the body also firm. That will be located in the neck part of the birds. These feathers are called down feathers. So these will known as the down feathers, which are not easy to be seen by others. The feathers that in the neck area and the stomach area, like these are known as the down feathers. Down feathers. Down feathers have light or no staff. They are soft and fluffy. Down feathers help insulate birds by tapping air. Some birds, such as herons, have special down feathers called power down, which breaks up into a fine powder. Yes, so the down feathers will be very light and very soft. They will be also very fluffy. That is, fluffy is nothing but being very smooth. So these down feathers, what they will do now, they will use to observe the air from air inside the body. So some birds like herons, they have very special down feathers which they can be able to break up into a powdery substance. Down feathers. Down is the soft layer of feathers closest to bird's skin, primarily in the chest area. So the down feather will be mostly in the chest region, while most down and other feathers are removed from ducks and geese during slaughter. Birds in breeding flocks and those raised for meat may be plucked repeatedly while they are still alive. Yes, so we are eating a chicken and geese as a our food, right? While we are getting from the shop, do you find any feathers? No, they used to take away all the feathers when it is alive, and they used to dip it in the hot water to make it die. So the if the bird is without feather, the third picture, see the third picture how it looks like that only the birds used to that the bird will be look when you remove all the feathers from it. Flight feathers. Some feathers remain attached to the wings and the tailbone. So, a long feathers will be attached to the uh, wings and the tailbone. So, those feathers are known as flight feathers. It helps the bird to fly. So, as it is helping the bird to fly, it is referred to as a flight feathers. These feathers are called flight feathers. Flight feathers. The flight feathers are known as remiges, that is wing feathers, and rectricles, a tail feather. So there are two flight feathers. One is remiges, that is the feathers present in the wing side, and rectrices, that is tail feathers, the feathers that present in the tail part. The wing feather are made up of primary, secondary, and tertiary feathers. Primary feathers, these are the largest of the flight feathers and propel the bird through the air. So, the flight feather is divided into three types: primary, secondary, and tertiary. So, the primary feathers are the largest feathers which helps in the flight feathers to to travel in the sky against the air. The flight feather of birds or contrast. It provides thermoregulation and streamlined position during the flight. The streamlined body of the birds help them to fly through the air very easily, and they change direction with the help of their tail. It also has a role in social display. So the flight feathers of the birds are known as the controllers, because it is the one which is controlling the direction of the bird, where to fly and how when to fly. So it is also known as thermoregulation, because it is keeping the body warm and settled, and also it is helping to make to follow the position in a streamlined position when it is flying. How do feathers work? Muscles are attached to the base of each feather, which allows the bird to move them as needed. When in flight, as a bird flaps its wings down, the feather moves together. Then, as the bird moves its wings up, the feather move apart to allow air to pass through. The motion of the feathers aids in flight. Yes. So the muscles that is attached to the base of the feather is also working whenever the birds need to move. For example, when the birds are in a flight, if it is supposed to flap its wings down, the feathers used to move together. If it wants to flap it upward, then it also makes the wing to go up and allow the air to pass through it. How do birds fly? When a bird wants to fly, it flaps its wings up and down. So by flapping its wings up and down, the bird can able to fly. When the bird flaps its wings, the air under the wings pushes the bird up. It goes up into the air. So when it is flapping, the air in the atmosphere, that is pushing the bird to move forward. Once it has reached high enough, it does not need to flap its wings anymore. So if it reaches the certain height, so it need not to uh, flap its wing, because to move its body up and to pull the air down, it is flapping its wings. After a certain limit, there is no need of flapping the wings. It can travel in a streamlined position, that is straight position. Tail feathers help the bird to change its direction during the flight. So tail is used to change the direction. During flight, the wings perform two types of movement. So while traveling, the birds used to perform two types of movements. They are downstroke and upstroke. When the wings move downward and forward, that is two movements. The movement of the wings called downstroke movement. So the movement of the wings, that is from upper to lower side, from pulling up to down, is known as downstroke movement. Downstroke: when the wings push down during the flight, the downstroke, the feathers stay close together and do not let air move between them. So when it is coming down, the wings will be close together and it does not allow the air to move between the wings. Upstroke: when the wings move upward and backward, the movement of the wing is called upstroke movement. So when it is going up, that is from down to up, the movement is known as upstroke movement. Upstroke: when the wings are pulled up, air is able to move between the feathers. So okay, when the birds are making the wings to move in the upward direction, the airs are allowed to pass over them. Birds bend their wings during the upstroke to move them through less air. So when it is doing the upstroke, it makes to move fastly with the help of letting the air to pass through them in very less amount. Birds bend their wings during the upstroke to move them through less air. Motion of birds' wings in forward flight. So these are the motions that when it do downward and upward. Wings move in two ways. Inner part moves up and down, then outer parts moves in circle. Downstroke: wing feathers overlap to prevent air from passing through. Air is pushed down and back. So when the downstroke occurs, the air is pushed down and back. In upper stroke, wing feathers open to allow air passage, making the wing easier to lift. So it is making the air to pass over it, which makes the wings easier to lift their body. So these two are the pictures that shows clearly what is downstroke and what is upstroke. Difference between the upstroke and the downstroke. Upstroke, downstroke. The wings are lifted upwards in preparation for another downstroke. This movement is termed upstroke. The wings are moved down and forward, lifting the body in the air. This movement is termed downstroke. The upstrokes are lighter, the downstrokes are more closed. The oddest part which tend to dominate the sound, the lower notes tend to dominate the sound. The wing is slightly rotated on the long axis and slightly bent at the wrist to reduce the resistance against the air. The wing pushed the air in downwards and backwards. As a result, the bird moves upwards and forwards. When the wings are pulled up, air is able to move between the feathers. Birds bend their wings during the upstroke to move them through less air. Birds bend their wings during the upstroke to move them through less air. When the wings push down during flying, the feathers stay close together and do not let air move between them. Pigeons. Some birds fly over long distance. So some birds, they used to fly for a long distance. In olden days, pigeons were used to carry letters from one place to another. So the letter will be tied up with the legs of the pigeon and it will be used as the message transfer machine. Like they used to tie the secrets or letters in the legs and pass away the pigeon from one place to another place in the ancient times. Pigeons have played a very important role in saving a countless number of lives throughout the history because of their homing skills as well as their pace. Pigeons flying habits. Pigeons can fly at average speed of up to 77.6 mph but have been recorded flying at 92.5 mph. Pigeons can fly between 600 and 700 miles in a single day, with the longest record flight in the 19th century taking 55 days between Africa and England and covering 7,000 miles. So, its normal average speed is 77.6 minutes per hour. Sorry, miles per hour, but the high record is that is about 92.5 miles per hour. Then the pigeon can travel nearly 600 to 700 miles in a single day. So the largest record is that it has the record has been made in the 19th century, that the pigeon had take 55 days to travel from Africa to England, where it covers 7,000 miles. Cock. Some birds like cock and hen fly only a short distance. So it can't able to fly in the sky. It can be able to fly to only a particular distance. They usually walk. So these kind of birds, they usually used to walk. They won't fly. Hens have exhibited mathematical reasons, self-control, and even structural engineering. So the hens have been exhibited with the mathematical reasoning, and they have a self-control. So they also have the structural engineering shape. Cock flying habits. Cock can fly, just not very fast. So only to a certain height it can able to fly. Depending on the breed, chickens will reach heights of about 10 feet and can span distance of just 40 or 50 feet. So some variety of chicken, they can be able to fly for 10 feet, where some varieties they can fly up to 40 to 50 feet. The longest record flight of a modern chicken lasted 13 seconds for a distance of just over 300 feet. So the modern chicken that had been made a record for flying for a 13 seconds to the height of 300 feet. It was the highest record made by the chicken. Sparrow. Sparrow flies at low heights. It also used to fly at the very low height. Sparrows are very small birds. They can reach 4 to 8 inches. Only up to 4 to 8 inches they can fly in length, and 0.8 to 1.4 ounce in weight. So the weight of the sparrow will be 0.8 to 1.4 ounce. That is very light weighted bird. Sparrow flying habits. The simple answer is no. Practically all house sparrows are sedentary. This means that they are non-migratory and remain in virtually the same place throughout the year. The sparrow usually stays within 1 kilometer of his birthplace. He does not have itchy feet or wings at all. So it won't migrate from place to place. It used to stay in the same place even for a year. So they won't change its place often. It will be in the same place. It can able to stay only away from within the 1 kilometer only. It used to changes its birth from 1 kilometer from its birthplace only. It uses to fly and take rest. Again it comes to the same place. It won't go so far. So it won't have a strong or feet or wings. It only have a light wings and very light legs. Sparrow flying habits. The house sparrow's flight is direct, not undulating and flapping. Average 45.5 km per hour, 28.3 mhp, and about 15 wing beats per second. Eagle. Some birds like eagle, vulture and kite fly at great heights. Yes, so these are the birds which can fly at the very great height. What are they? Eagle, vulture and kite. They have sharp eyes to see their prey on the ground. Even though they fly in very height, they can easily able to catch the prey that will be lying on the ground because they have very sharp eyes. Eagles have very large hooked beaks for ripening flesh from their prey. So as to catch their prey very strong and deep, they are having very large hooked beaks in their face. Eagle flying habits. As the old saying goes, birds of like feathers flock together. That is, birds of the same variety, they used to be always together. Eagles do not mix with other birds. Say the eagle bird will always stay with the eagle family only. They won't make themselves to share their life with other birds. They do not mix with other birds but only enjoy flying at their high altitude. It is this characteristic that makes eagles unique, but because of not mingling with others makes the birds to show them unique. An eagle will never surrender to the size or strength of its prey. So it won't surrender itself to its prey. It will be fighting very hard. Why do eagles fly alone? History has it that the eagle has the sharpest vision of all birds. So eagle is the one which is having very sharp vision compared to all other birds. When its eyesight grows dull with age, it glides up towards the sun and bites straight at the sun, which only it can do. It burns away all the mistiness of age. Eagles fly high alone at great altitude and not with any other small birds. Say so it used to fly high with only the eagle variety. It won't mingle with other small birds. So when the eagle becomes age, its eyesight will be less sharpened. So what it do now, it always used to look straight to the sun and grasp the energy from the sun, which improves the sight of the eagles. Birds cannot fly. Flightless birds are birds which cannot fly. They rely on their ability to run or swim and have evolved from their flying ancestor. There are about 60 species living today. The best known being the ostrich, emu, cassowary, rhea, kiwi and penguin. So there are some flightless bird we have seen in the beginning. So they won't be able to fly. Only the things they able to do is they can run, they can swim and they can walk. So nearly there are 60 species were living around the world which can't able to fly. Some of those birds are ostrich, emu, cassowary, rhea, kiwi and penguin. These birds they can't able to fly. Birds can't fly. There are approximately 57 flightless bird species. So approximately there are 57 flightless bird species, though the exact count can differ depending on subspecies and split classification. While many people can name at least a few species, the different types of flightless birds are often a surprise. So only a few varieties of the flightless birds they have been named. There are some more birds that couldn't have name, but they also can't able to fly. Birds can't fly. Some birds that cannot fly at all. They move on the earth with the help of their legs. They are called as flightless birds. Example: kiwi, penguin and ostrich. Kiwi. Kiwi or flightless, their Latin species name is Apteryx, which means wingless. So kiwi is one of the bird that won't fly and it is known as flightless bird. The Latin name for the flightless bird is Apteryx, which means they have no wings. They belong to an ancient group of birds that cannot fly. The rarity is because they cannot fly. How they arrived in New Zealand is not completely clear. Birds cannot fly. Penguin. Penguin. Emperor penguins in Antarctica. No list of flightless birds would be complete without the penguin. All 18 species of penguin are unable to fly. So there are 18 species in the kingdom of penguin. So penguin has 18 different varieties. All those 18 species they were unable to fly and are in fact better built for swimming and diving, but they can do the swimming and diving in a better way, which they spend the majority of their time doing. So always the penguin they used to swim and dive in the seas and ocean. Birds cannot fly. Ostrich. Ostrich also they cannot able to fly. Unlike most birds, their flat breastbones lack the keen that anchors the strong pectoral muscles required for flight. The puny wings cannot possibly lift their heavy bodies off the ground. So they are very heavy weighted bird, and the wings present in their body they can't able to lift its weight. It has very long legs. The only thing it can do is it can run and it can swim, not able to fly. Aquatic birds. A water bird, alternatively water bird or aquatic bird, is a bird that lives on or around water. These adaptations include webbed feet, beaks, and legs adapted to fit in the water, and the ability to dive from the surface or the air to catch prey in water. So, the birds that used to live near the water area or lives in the water bodies is known as water bird or aquatic birds. So they have the webbed feet. That is, they won't, the feet or leg will not in a single manner. They will be in a webbed like structure, which helps them to swim easily in the water bodies, and they used to dive. Then their beaks and legs all will be adapt them their own body to the uh, water bodies they used to live. So they are known as aquatic birds, and also they adapt themselves for catching their prey inside the water, like they used to eat the fishes. Aquatic birds. These are birds found in or very near water in aquatic or wetland habitats such as marshes, ponds, lakes, bays, and streams. These groups include grebes, loons, cormorants, ducks, geese, herons, sandpipers, rails, gulls, and others. So these are the example of birds that lives as the aquatic birds. So they used to live on the marshes, ponds, lakes, bays, and streams, even on seas and ocean. Birds which live in water are called aquatic birds. These birds have webbed toes which help them to swim in water. Water birds have oil glands which do not allow the feathers to get wet or spoiled by water. So they most of the time they will be living their life on the water. So as they are present in the water, their feathers they used to uh, get rid of the water. So uh, to avoid the water to be absorbed by the wings, they have oily glands which helps them to prevent their wings by sucking in the water. Aquatic birds. Therefore, these feathers are called waterproof feathers. Hence, they are known as waterproof feathers. Example: ducks, swans, currents, seagulls, and pelicans. Birds cannot fly. Ducks. Duck is the common name for a number of species in the Anatidae family or bird. So the Anatidae family, all the species will have a common name, that is ducks. Ducks are divided between several subfamilies. So there are many subfamilies in the duck variety. Ducks are mostly aquatic bird. So duck is referred to as the aquatic bird, mostly smaller than their relatives, the swans and geese. So the swans and the geese are smaller when compared to their relatives, and may be found in both freshwater and seawater. So the varieties of duck can be found in both fresh and seawater. Birds cannot fly swans. Swans have such long necks that they can feed on the bottom while floating on the surface. While the swarm is feeding, tuft ducks come and go. Their bodies so buoyant that their feet must flap continuously to keep them submerged. So only the upper portion of the swarm body will be available to see. The lower portion will always be submerged inside the water bodies. So it swim with the help of the wings, and it can move from place to place. So as it has very long beak and neck, it can easily able to bend and take the prey and eat it easily. Birds cannot fly cranes. Cranes do not have webbed feet, but they can swim, although adult birds usually avoid deeper water unless necessary. So the crane variety, they can't able to fly. So the young ones of the crane will not go deep into the water because they don't know to swim also. Chicks are quick swimmers and may leave the nest to follow the parents through the wetlands, sometimes with a few hours of hatching. So the adult cranes, they can able to swim and know how to swim, so they will be go with their parents to in a search of prey. Pelicans. These magnificent birds are pelicans, one of the largest flying aquatic birds on the planet. So the aquatic birds also, they can't able to fly large, but pelican is the one which flies on the very height compared to other aquatic birds. The pelican is known for its huge wingspan and massive frame. So it has very massive frame and huge wings. Its beak, especially the lower one, which has specially designed pouch to catch and hold the fish, attracts attention. So it has the pouch-like structure in its mouth, which is able to catch the fish easily and to hold it for a long time in the mouth itself. Feet on birds. A bird's talons are the sharp hooked claws at the end of the toes. Birds have one talon on every toe, and they may differ in overall shape, curvature and thickness depending on how the bird will use its talons and how worn individual talons may be. So as the feet of the birds are very strong, and they will have very sharp and curve shaped claws, which helps them to catch the prey and also to hold the branches to sit or stay. Claws of birds. Birds primarily use claws for digging, climbing and breaching. Crowbirds will scrape up dirt and grass to reveal worms to pluck with their beaks. The hodson uniquely has claws on its wings as a chick, used to climb trees until its plumage fully develops for flight. So what for the clouds is used? Yes, it is used to climb the tree and hold the branches, and also to dig the mud, climbing and preaching. So for these purposes only the clouds is used. Feet and claws of birds. Birds have different shaped feet and claws. Yes, so birds, they are having very different shaped feet and claws. The feet and claws are helpful in catching, holding and eating food, walking, climbing, swimming, and preaching. So these claws are helpful in catching the food and holding it, and also for eating, walking, climbing, swimming, and preaching. So the claws can do all these works. They also protect them from enemies. So when the enemies come to attack, they used to scratch with their claws. The shape of feet and claws of birds are suited to their feeding habits and their way of life. Preaching birds. A bird with feet adapted for preaching, as on tree branches. So the birds that used to always sit on a tree, or most of the time they used to sit on the trees or branches of the tree. They are known as preachers. This order is now generally abandoned by taxonomists. That is, the taxonomists are trying to making a new order for the preaching birds. They are known as synopsis incisors, order incisors, preacher, type of animal order, the order of animal. So the preaching birds comes under these order. Preaching birds. Preaching birds like crow, sparrow, and minnows have 4 toes, 3 in front and 1 at the back. So they have 4 toes. 3 will be inside and 3 will be on the front side and 1 will be at the back side. Their toes help them to hold the branches of a tree very firmly. So with the help of the toes, they are they able to uh, grab the branches of the tree very tightly and firmly, so that they do not fall. This act is called preaching. So because of having very strong and firmly legs attached to the branches, it can't able to fall. This type of act is known as preaching. Preaching helps the birds to sleep at night without falling. So as they have a strong leg connected to holding the branches, they can't able to fall even it sleeps at night. They also hop on the ground easily. So they can jump on the ground easily. Climbing birds. Nuthatches, woodpeckers, and brown creepers are all considered to be tree climbing birds. They have claws that allow them grip onto bark for insects capture. Conversely, white-breasted nuthatches forage more often on the trunks. So, climbing birds, the birds which used to climb on the tree or live on the tree by putting a holes in it. For example, the woodpecker, it used to draw a hole on the draw a hole on the tree and used to live on the holes. So these type are known as climbing birds. The climbing birds like the parrot and woodpecker have 2 toes pointed upwards and 2 toes pointed downwards. So it also have 4 toes, but 2 will be pointing upwards and 2 will be pointing downwards. These toes help them to climb up and to cling to the tree. So it helps to climb up the tree and to sit on the tree. Preying birds. An animal hunted or seized for food, especially by carnivorous animal. A person or thing that is the victim of an enemy, a winter, a disease, etc. Example, gull. So the animal that used to hunt for their food. So they are known as preying animals. For example, eagle. The eagle used to hunt the fishes. So the birds which is hunting the animals and making the animals as their prey are known as preying birds. Preying birds like the eagle, hawk, owl and vultures have strong sharp claws. So these birds, they used to have very sharp claws. These claws help them to catch their prey. Because of using these strong claws, they used to catch its prey. The claws are called talons. So the claws in these birds are termed as talons. Talons helps to catch and hold their prey firmly. After capturing an animal and killing it, they use their beaks to tear the flesh. Yes, so they catch the animals and kill it. After they kill it, they used to tear their flesh with the help of the beak. Scratching birds. Scratching helps to spread preen oil there. Indeed, some species gather preen oil on the bill, scrape the bill with the foot, and they scratch the head. The motions used for head scratching are quite ritualization and vary from species to species. Though, so the characteristics of the scratching bird they used to vary from a species to species. Hens have the habit of scratching the earth to search for their food, seeds, and worms. So they used to scratch the mud with the help of their claws to in a search of its prey. They have sharp and hard claws. As they are scratching, they always have the strong and sharp claws. These birds have strong legs with three long front toes and a short back toe. These also have four toes. The three toes will be in the front area and one will be at the back side. Scratching birds walk and run on the ground. So the birds that comes under the scratching variety will they used to run and walk on the ground. Wading birds. Wading birds are a group of birds that wade in shallow water to get food. They include egret, herons, cranes, storks, ibises, and spoonbills. So, wading birds are nothing but it is a water bird or aquatic bird. So, they used to live in the water area to get their food. Wading birds. The wading birds which can walk over shallow waters are called wading birds. Paddy bird and crane are wading bird. That is, they used to walk on the shallow water. These long-legged birds which spreading toes can wade through muddy water. So as they are having a long egg, they can also walk on the muddy water. Their legs do not sink into the mud nor do their bodies get wet. So as this has very long stick like leg, the legs of these birds will not sunk in the water and its body also they won't get wet. Wading birds. A water bird, alternatively water bird or aquatic bird, is a bird that lives on or around water. These adaptations include webbed feet, beaks, and legs adapted to feed in the water and the ability to dive from the surface or the air to catch prey in water. So the aquatic birds they used to have adaptations like webbed feet, beaks, and legs. They adapt themselves to live on the water. Swimming birds. Swimming birds like ducks and swans have webbed feet. So they also have feet in a webbed structure to swim easily in the water. These push the water away like paddles and they help the birds to glide along easily. So it pushes the water backward and moves frontward with the help of the wings. Beaks of birds. Birds do not have teeth and cannot chew their food. So they do not have the teeth and also they can't able to chew their food, but they use their beaks to cut, tear, open, crush, and cheese the food which they catch. So what they can do, they can able to cut the uh, prey and they can tear, open, crush, and cheese, and then they catch and eat. Beak is also used to trim for penetrating the feet feathers. So it also used to make own trimming for the feathers. So after some times it used to bite its own feather to get it out and the new feathers will start to grow. The shape of the beak indicates what food a bird can eat. So each bird will have a different kind of beaks. It indicates what variety of food that they can take. Small, hard, and pointed beaks. Birds which eat grains, seeds, and cracked nuts have small, hard, and pointed beaks. Example: sparrow, pigeon, peak, and finch. Hooked beaks. A parrot has a hooked or curved beak. Hooked beaks help to crack nuts and hard fruits. This also helps them to climb. Strong, sharp, and hooked beaks. Eagles, vultures, kites, owls, and hackles have strong, sharp, and hooked beaks. These beaks help them to tear the fish into small pieces. Eagle, vulture, owl, hawk are the examples. Broad and flat beaks. Ducks have broad and flat shovel like beaks. These help the ducks to dig the mud near the pond and to pick up worms, insects, and water plants for their food. The beaks also have strainers all along the edge. Water and mud go out through these strains, leaving the tiny worms. Strong, hard, and heavy beaks. A woodpecker's beak is very strong, hard, and heavy. It helps the woodpecker to make holes in the tree trunks and catch insects for its food. Broad, long, and pointed beaks. Kingfishers and storks have broad, long, and pointed beaks to catch fish from the rivers and ponds. Long, thin, and pointed beaks. A sunbird has a long, thin, and pointed beak. It uses its beak to suck nectar of flower. Short board beaks. Shallows have broad and short beaks. Their mouth are very sticky from inside. The shallows go round and round in the air, keeping their beak open. They catch hundreds of flies and insects which stick inside the mouth while flying. Difference between the beaks and the claws. Beaks, claws. Beaks are mostly used for picking up the food or other materials. The claws are used for various reasons like holding the ground surface, attacking, hold something, and many more. The beaks cannot be broken in day-to-day conditions. Claws can be broken in day-to-day conditions. It protects themselves from the enemies. They help the birds in walking, in swimming, in climbing, and perching. Short board beaks. The shape of their feet and claws depend on their food habit. Claws have long curved nails. Most of the birds have strong and sharp hooked beaks. Most of the birds have 4 toes. Difference between the flying, non-flying, and aquatic birds. Flying birds, usually small in size, well-developed wings, interlocking mechanism, and feathers is present. Tail quills are present. Well-developed flight muscles. Non-flying birds, usually larger in size, poorly developed wings, no interlocking mechanism in feather is present, tail quills are not present, reduced flight muscles. Aquatic birds. Water birds will get adapted according to the nature. Some birds will be small, some will be big. Some birds will have wings, some birds will not have the wings. The birds glides over the water. The air is funneled between the lower surface of the wings and the upper surface of the water. Very small quills are presenting. Birds have a light skeleton system and light but powerful musculatory organs. Conclusion. We conclude that species spatial distributions are directly affected by global warming and subsequently climatic change. Evidence found specifically from birds shows that there is a correlation between bird population characteristics and alternations in climatic factors such as temperature and precipitations. Children, do you enjoy the class? By learning about us? Do you have any doubt? Hope you understood. Okay, children. Bye. Take care. Thank you all.